Welcome to Module 8 of MFA 608. In this module, we will focus on academic writing and the Writing Center. Even though this is a creative writing course, it is important that you get exposure to different types of writing, including academic writing. When I click on the learning objectives, I see that we will assess writing from the lens of a Writing Center employee. We actually have an activity where we will look at 2 different papers. The other activity we'll be doing for this module is what we've done in the past, where you will submit the assignment you did from the previous module. In this case, it would be Module 7, which is your career plan, and your peers will give you feedback using the Annotate program, as we've done in the past. For the module overview, please note this right here where it says academic writing involves a different skill set than creative writing. Some of you may be wondering, why are we studying this in this course? The answer is, well, if any of you want to become teachers, especially at the higher educational level, you will have students that need to use the Writing Center, and you will need to grade papers using academic style as opposed to creative writing style, so this is important to understand and get exposure to. For the module at a glance, we will be going over these points in the next few moments. Under the readings and resources, please make sure that you use these to help you. If you have any questions about the technology, contact the Technology Help Desk at Southern New Hampshire. Before you get started, there will be an additional lesson posted in the announcement section. I do this every single module that connects to what we're going to be doing. In this case, I will be posting a video that I share with my students to help them when they are doing self-editing in academic writing. The first activity is feedback on academic writing. Please pay attention because this is a little tricky, and I'm going to give you a big hint on what you can do that'll help you make this not so much of a challenge. So when we look at the activity itself, here it is. 2 students from the same Introduction to Composition class present their final drafts for you to review. The assessment is a persuasive research paper due in 1 week. The rubric requires a persuasive thesis, acknowledgement of an opposing viewpoint, and at least 3 research sources presented in either APA or MLA style. Okay, first of all, let me just state that this is a little bit of an unrealistic scenario simply because I teach a lot of Introduction to Composition classes, and they would not have the choice of APA or MLA style. We would choose one or the other because we'd be focusing on one of those for that class. In our 111 class, we teach MLA. In 112, we focus on APA. However, this is what the assignment is. So this is a research paper. So you need to put on your hat as an academic advisor or editor. There are 2 writing samples which you would download by clicking here and here. Let's look at this one. This is the APA one first. Okay. If you're not familiar with APA formatting, you may look it up on the internet and say, okay, do they do this APA style? You will go through and read this as if you were looking at an academic paper. Remember, they're supposed to have 3 sources that back up the points they're making in this paper, and you need to give feedback as if they were actually submitting this as a paper. Okay, that's the first one. The second situation, and this is where I need to give you a little bit of a hint. Second situation is one that was written sort of in MLA formatting. Now, I have had students in the past be very frustrated with this assignment because this assignment right here, you need to take a different approach. Remember that this is supposed to be a research paper with 3 sources. Okay? I've had students who have gone through and done a line edit on this assignment when it may not necessarily need a line edit. It may need more of a holistic feedback type of edit, if you get what I'm saying here. So remember, just as we look at creative writing, as far as looking at what kind of feedback it needs, sometimes it needs a line edit and very specific details. Sometimes it needs a more holistic approach. I'm going to let you just kind of think about that and pause on that for a moment on how you're going to approach editing those assignments. Okay, so you will go ahead and upload these. You can upload these as 2 separate documents, or you can combine them into one. It does not matter. For activity 8 actually this gives you an example of one editor's markup. That's the APA style one, and that's the MLA style one. Okay, I would necessarily look at these maybe after you've given an attempt of what you should do to make sure that your gut is matched up with this. Don't try to copy what they're doing here. For this one, this is where again we use the annotate program. We have done this before. Upload your assignment from module 7, which is your career plan, to this. Please do so early in the week so that people have a chance to give feedback. We have done this before, and you have done a fantastic job overall, so we don't need to spend a lot of time on that. Last but not least, remember that by the end of this course, you need to have linked at least 5 different books, tools, or articles in the class resource discussion, which is 1-3. Again, you go to the course menu, go to discussions, and go all the way to the bottom, and that's where that discussion board is. And that is what we are doing for module number 8.